Hi there, I'm Jaden. Welcome back to Family Fire Mission. In our last video was our intro about who we are, what we're trying to do. This is really going to be our SP, our start point. And for that, in this mission, it'll be our dividend portfolio overview of what we have right now, kind of what's gone on the last couple weeks, and then a couple steps moving forward, right? So to start off with, a recap who we are. We're a single income military family. What we're trying to do is build a $30,000 dividend income stream. We started earlier this year in August, and the reason is to, why does everyone want more money? Supplement the primary income for nice to have things for our kids and our home. And then how we're doing that is investing in ETFs and right now just ETFs. Why ETFs? So a lot of people might be asking why not just do stocks or options, but I personally don't have the time, so I need a way to generate income without using too much of my own time or energy, because I would like to be around with my kids, and then I'm at work for however many hours a day. So the middle ground there is, rather than doing options trading myself, I invest in ETFs and let professionals do the trading, and I reap some of the benefits from that. So we're going to move on into what the portfolio currently looks like. And to start off with, this is not any sort of financial advice. This is just our family, what we're doing, and how we've gotten to where we're at. I would not necessarily copy what we've done. We've had a lot more misses than we have hits. All right, so looking at our cost, total cost right now is $15,119, or I guess 120 really, but a portfolio value of $15,771. That does include about $135 of margin, so our net value is $15,636. About 4% unrealized gains. We've had plenty of losses, almost $390 of losses, but we have collected so far approximately $700 almost in dividend income, which is pretty good considering we just started this. Expected annual dividends, including that margin interest, there is about $3,000 right now. So $3,000 per year, and that would be just under $300 a month. So somewhere in between 19 to 20% dividend yield, and then this is the margin interest percentage right there that I have with Charles Schwab. Not a big portfolio, so the margin interest is pretty high. But then let's go into our updates here. So I've been keeping track since August 1st of ups and downs here week by week. So August 1st started out with 13,204. We contributed a lot and then took out a lot. So let's start with the beginning of November here. We're looking at initially 14,881 end of week value on Halloween, with the investment change being a gain of $87.20, and then the total change being $87.20, sorry, $20 of actual gains that week, and then $67 of dividends that week. I sold, that was when I sold my position in Ulti and paid $84 or 84 cents rather in expenses. 0.48% weekly return cumulative from 1 August to this point was 6.14% return, so positive 6.14. Put in more money the next week, significant amount, got up to 16,670. So investment changes, so that would be losses for the week are at 645. That was the week of 7 November. That ended on 7 November rather. So 645 were investment losses, unrealized, for the most part at least. And then $84.56 of dividend income earned that week. Weekly return, negative 3.36%. And then cumulative return, 2.57% at that point. Now we go to the next week. We're at end of week value of 16,287, so that's down almost another $400 there. No contributions. Investment loss is 470, and then $86 in dividends that week, so minus 2.3% on the week, and cumulative at 0.95%, so still in the green that week. And then last week happened, lost almost $700 more on the week in unrealized losses, $50 in dividend income, and then almost minus 4% there, and now we are at a negative cumulative return. So to put that in graphical depiction here, we've got the two graphs here. We've got our end of week value, so we started here 13,888, and now we're up here at 15,647, and that's mostly because of the contributions we've made and not because the investments have actually done well. So we're looking at cumulative return down in the negatives now. It was going up pretty well, up, back down, up, and we're going down. So pretty volatile time right now in the market, but we'll see how this goes. So then we'll go to our transactions. So this is how I keep track of everything. So we can see here, starting in November, I've purchased YMAX and WPay, and then more WPay, more YMAX, and kept buying. Some of this is dripped, and that's the dividend reinvestment. And then I've purchased blocks, QDTE, XDTE, and BTCI in the last couple weeks. And so those are starting to, blocks being a weekly dividend, BTCI being a monthly dividend, XDTE and QDTE are both weekly as well. So we'll look at just last week, and these are my monthly dividend payers, and how much each of them are essentially giving me. So WPay, highest percentage, also most leveraged and highest volatility. Then we have blocks, which has been, price has gone down recently due to crypto concerns, and then YMAX with 12.8. So those are my highest so far for weekly pay. But then we'll go ahead and move to some of the future things I like to try and have. So I built this out a little bit here. This is where we want to go as far as how much of each of these ETFs and the total percentage of the portfolio that I want them, and that'll get me approximately $3,000 of monthly income at about 22% portfolio yield. So that's where we're trying to go, not where we're at. Where we are currently at is here, where I have So I've broken this down. I'll go into this a little bit. So I've broken this down, 4 priorities here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've put XDTE, QDTE, and blocks, some of my better weekly payers, as my #1 priority, so I can increase the amount of income coming in to supplement my contributions. That way I can then put more money into YMAX, WPay, and then some of my growth positions here. I consider XDTE and QDTE and blocks to be more stable or less risky than WPay and YMAX, and so I want to build out these positions first. So what we have here is shares currently owned, the current price, and so current value, and then this is how much is needed to actually get to the final goal from the previous plan here. So we can change how much investment we're going to add. Say we want to add $1,000 this month, and it'll update and say, all right, so I'll buy 8 shares of XDTE, 10 shares of QDTE, and then 20 of blocks. And then as these positions go up, the amount that I will need to buy goes down. And then after we complete priority 1, then we can go over here to priority 2, and we can see if I were to invest $1,000 just in priority 2 positions, it would be this breakdown of shares per ticker. So that's kind of where we're at now with the sheet. I really like the sheet. I'm going to try to make it one Google Sheet at some point. But that's pretty much it. And let me know if you are interested in anything else, and I will try to help you out with that. And then yeah, if you want to see how a regular family is trying to build passive income from the ground up, subscribe, like the video, and as always, we'll see you next time.